what I thought was our overview of what the whole research project was about. And I said, Theatre Peckham works to realise its vision of a richer, more culturally integrated British theatre. Okay, not a small ambition, really. Furthermore, in an area of multiple disadvantage, the organisation offers training, education and progression routes to its members. Well, if you had any common sense, you'd read that and you'd back off, really. You'd go, this looks like a bit too much of a challenge to take on board. A local organisation thinking that they should address something like this, how does that measure? How do you put that together? So I thought, I live in Peckham. I've lived in Peckham for a very long time, since before Theatre Peckham started. I've had all sorts of involvements in Theatre Peckham, a previous background in theatre, professional performance, a lot of choreography, a lot of involvement in dance, drama school, all sorts of things I did. I arrived in Peckham because of the housing market. You know, when things got more expensive and you go down the road and you find something that you can scrape together and you put a deposit down and there you are, you're in Peckham. And I've been there ever since. And experiencing the local area, unfashionable South London. Oh dear. Is there going to be any artistic merit in this area? Well, I taught school. I was head of drama in various South London schools. And I found talent, bucket loads of stuff, lots and lots of talent. I was teaching school because I'd got young children myself, so I was not initially in a position to think through what could be done. Can anything be done about this? Because the young people I met would perform perhaps in the school production. They would take some exams because I created exam syllabuses and they did some exams. And then, nowhere, nothing, nowhere to go. This was a bit depressing, but it was also quite exciting because there was the talent, there was the feeling of it, and there was the value. And I was really interested in the thought and listening to what you said, Catherine, and what Susie said about the word value in the middle of this project. Now, we all know that in the current political climate, there is not an enormously high value placed upon the arts because of the way that things have been taken to pieces. The respect for the arts in a school curriculum was never great. If you've ever run a school drama department, you do find that you don't even get a departmental allowance. You have to beg one off the history department. So there was that to be going with. There were the young people to be going with. So there were all sorts of values knocking around. There was the value of the art forms that it is possible to teach, which I would include with drama, dance, vocal stuff, musical theatre we do. Technical theatre is interesting and creative. There's all kinds of things. There was the value of all that, which I definitely felt as a professional right in the heart. And there was the value of the young people. And I did value them. And I did think there was a lot of a waste going on. So, there was a time when there was something called the GLC, the Greater London Council, and they actually did have some departments that would do things, and they would give you a bit of money. So I got a bit of money. Ended up on the North Peckham estate, the most notorious housing estate in Western Europe. Well, it was notorious, and there was a lot going on that shouldn't have been, but there were some amazing people there who were creative, who brought their children. And there was a big thing about bringing your children, because we provided a safe space in which people could do things that were not illegal, not damaging. Anxious parents who didn't want to play the illegal thing, who didn't want to play the negative game, were very keen that we would have their children to teach. And we talk. Bit by bit, you develop a program. We developed a program that goes now between 3 years old right the way through to 18, but it stopped at the HE section. Higher education, no way to get there. Pretty hard going, hasn't it been? This young man on my left was with us for many years and has recently become a student at Central School. So, we love him very much and we're very proud of him. And it's great because it makes other students know this is possible. This can be done. It's not easy, but it can be done. And it does give you things. I do believe in education. I do believe in natural talent. I believe in both of those things together being the most powerful force. I don't think you can go, oh, well, they'll find their way somehow. And I don't believe everything is all now okay, because it's not. Our students and the people we bring through have very often much more difficult personal circumstances than you would think for the average student at a big drama school, a big conservatoire. You have to take this into account. It is heartbreaking sometimes to see the conflicts, even as they go through their education with us. And we're close, we're local, we're accessible, and that's what we have to be. That's the name of the game. You can't go, well, you're all going to go to so-and-so, you know, you're all going to catch the train and you're all going to find this money. You're not, probably. It takes a while to do. So by the time you get to higher education, you do have to do that. And that's a big conceptual leap, very often, in a family. It's an enormously big financial risk to contemplate. Well, for anyone, I think, I'm going to get through my education and I'm going to owe 27 grand and I'm then going to owe some money for my board and all the rest of it. And if your experience of owing is a loan shark, it doesn't feel great.
We might well come on to talking about money and how all of that works later, I think.
I do hope we do, because one of the things that we as a company constantly have to do is to find money to finance our work. And it's extremely difficult because we don't have a rich variety. And we do have a rich variety of people, but we don't have wealthy people on the whole around in the locality who know what we're doing and want to help. We have to look much further afield. And we then have to tell other people what it's worth, which is why this is a very important document.
Right.
And why we wanted to undertake it, why we were charmed to have Central School as partners, because they are, how should we say, there are a number of courses here which can give students ways into various kinds of theatrical occupation, or occupation in drama, in musical theatre, in technical theatre, in devising, in applied theatre. They've got a whole range, and this is news to a lot of people, big news. People don't know about these things. They think you're just going to be an actor and you're just going to be out of work